Thank you guys so much for watching. So first of all, how many days should you go for? So we did 6 days and I think it was a good amount, but I do also think you could do a lot more. You could probably do 8 days. I would recommend at least maybe 5 to 8 days. Some people that we met were only there for 3 days and I don't think it's really enough to kind of really get a good feel of what the island is like. 6 days for us was quite good because I think we did a good balance of kind of exploring the cultural and the history side. We also had time to kind of chill at the beaches and explore the beaches, but also we had time like today to explore the wine tour, which actually gave us a good insight into like what, you know, Cretans are kind of famous for in terms of olive oil, wine production, that kind of thing. So I would definitely say at least 5 to 8 days. And also the thing is, we didn't really get to cover other parts of the islands that might have been a bit harder and trickier to kind of get to. There are other pits. I think more of the east coast we didn't really explore. So if you really were interested in kind of getting a full view of Crete, I think definitely 6 to 8 days at least. There is quite a lot to explore, and I think like every little town has its kind of little quirkiness in the sense that it's just kind of, you can go island or city town hopping across the whole place and really enjoy it because every kind of beach has its unique identity. So I would say 5 to 8 days minimum if you really want to explore Crete properly. Second of all, car or public transport. So I think this really depends on how many people are traveling with you. For us, we were 2 girls and we are not used to driving on the right side of the road. In Australia, we drive on the left side, and so coming here, it would have been a bit of a challenge and a bit stressful trying to learn how to A, navigate Crete roads, but also B, kind of driving on the other side of the roads. But also because from a money perspective, I think 2 people is not really enough to kind of rent a car. Maybe if you had 4 people, it would make more sense to rent a car. But I think for us, like also, you know, we did think about public transport, but luckily we didn't because I've heard it's quite unreliable sometimes. Apparently you kind of wait for the bus to come. You don't necessarily know if it's going to show up, or sometimes they don't even stop properly. So I think I'm glad that we didn't take public transport and we just kind of stuck to tours. Tours were a good way for us to kind of explore different areas but without that stress of driving, because I think driving here, it can be a bit like fluid, like they're not always so strict in terms of their driving habits. So doing tours was good because we didn't have to kind of stress about navigating, getting to places kind of thing. We just kind of hopped on a bus and it was all taken care of. And also, you know, you get quite tired, so you know, you get time to rest when you're on a bus. You just kind of nap when you're in between the route. So I think, yeah, for us it worked, but it definitely limited a bit of like what we could do. Like we could do more of the east coast if we had a car. We could probably do more of the southern beaches, and we could probably like, you know, change accommodation a bit more if we had a car. But due to like not having a car, we were a bit more restricted. Thirdly, where to stay, Hania, Heraclion or others. I think again, if you have the car, you should definitely probably try and explore the other towns and cities and stuff, because we didn't have a car, and we also thought that, I personally kind of think with only 5 nights, it might have been a bit hectic to kind of be moving hotels all the time, because I think you lose a bit of time when you check in and check out. You lose that day, and it means that you can't go on a day tour or something like that. So we chose to kind of base ourselves in Hania, but if you have a car, if you have more people, it's definitely worth traveling to other cities to see what the vibe is like as well. Cash or card? So card was actually quite widely accepted in most places. When we dined out and everything, it was easy to just pay by a card. I think the only thing is that if you plan to do a bit of shopping, do some souvenirs kind of thing, cash could be good because sometimes they do give you discounts if you pay by cash. Anything over, I think, 50 euros, you can also claim VAT at some places, which is also a good fun fact to know. But yeah, cash or card was quite easy. Most restaurants accepted it, so it was quite straightforward. In terms of safety, It was a very safe place. Everyone's so friendly. Everyone speaks, like most people speak English. Everyone's so lovely. Like when you enter a shop, they're like, oh, hi, how are you? Where are you from? Like they're genuinely quite interested and excited that you're here visiting their city. So it was just lovely, and everyone's so warm and welcoming, and even like the waiters at restaurants were just so nice and friendly. So safety, it's really good. I think like, you know, because tourism is such a big part of Crete, I guess they're quite used to having like foreigners visit the place. So yeah, safety was really good. I think in general, just be aware of pickpocketing, but we felt really safe wandering around the city. And finally, just another tip, we did a tour pretty much every single day, and it was quite good for us because I think we did quite a lot. Like we had beaches, we had wine tour like today, and then we also did the history and cultural stuff. But definitely I would say if you have the opportunity, try and pick the smaller tours. I definitely found the smaller tours a lot more enjoyable just because it was a lot more intimate. You got to kind of talk to the people next to you, whereas like crowded like the bigger buses where you have like 40 something people on, it feels a bit more like those kind of buses that, you know, you just get on and off kind of thing. It also feels a bit more touristy, whereas when you're on a little van, it's like the little vans like we had today, we had 7 people, and then the other day when we went to Balas Lagoon, we had 4 of us, but it was just a lot more kind of intimate, and you kind of could build the relationships, you could learn more because you had more access time, I guess, with the guide. But I think the smaller tours were definitely more enjoyable and allowed you to kind of get more out of the locals and really kind of dig deeper kind of thing. So if you can go on those, the bigger ones are great if you just want to kind of get to places. But I think if you have the opportunity, try the smaller ones because I think it brings you closer to kind of the whole experience. I think that's pretty much all the tips I have for Crete. It was a really enjoyable trip, and we were so lucky with the weather. Like right now it's kind of just hit, I think it's 3rd of October today, so we're kind of hitting the end of the season, but we were really lucky. Like the weather was like up to 29 degrees every day. Apart from that really windy day at Elafonisi Beach, every day was literally perfect. So thank you, Greece, for the beautiful weather and for being so loving and accommodating to us. But hope you guys get the chance to visit Crete, and it's a beautiful island, and I'm so excited to kind of visit all the other Greek islands as well. But yeah, really happy that we made the decision to come here, and it was just the most perfect Mediterranean holiday. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and hope you guys have fun planning your trip to Crete. See you guys next time. Bye!
So casually keep diving into concrete.